Hello,
Okay.
hello. Hello, we are here. We are here. You can.
Hello, chat. You got me today, JoeyCapollo,
And
joined
me.
by claybutgray.
Oh my
So
god.
I've been doing some of that VOD watching of MCC 15. Give some analysis, give some breakdowns, give some thoughts. We have things to say.
Yeah, it was definitely very interesting MCC for a variety of reasons. Yeah, a few things come to mind, but it was probably
Definitely a very good MCC, and there's lots of things we could talk about.
yeah.
The poll we ran the other day said that Sapnap was the person to start with. I mean, of course, he finished first overall. He destroyed the competition. He was all over the place. And what's interesting is to see both him and Dream seem like they had strategies for just about every game they played.
To be
So let's
honest,
start with Parkour Tag. Game 1 for the Red Rabbits and Sapnap.
Just follow me. Just literally follow
Clay,
me.
we definitely want round 1.
shut up. I'm getting there. Okay.
120. You can get so many
use the
points for running
arrows.
and driving the whole round, I think.
Okay. We got to round one. We got to round one. This
We
is
got
great.
the round 1. We got there.
We can.
What's really interesting about the Red Rabbits is it reminded me a lot of the dynamic of the Sleepy Boys in MCC 6 and 7. I don't know. The fact that they had strats going into almost every game reminded me of that team and how over-prepared they were to try and win. And
I can see that.
and unlike SBI, they actually won. Is that too
True.
soon?
Pause right here. If you notice while they're running around the course, they seem to have already figured out a path they're going. So they're trying to make a circle the whole time, Dream and Sapnap, to lead Pizza Hut one direction. And it seems to be kind of effective in this round. And if we keep playing, though, we see that even though it is effective, it doesn't net them many points because the new scoring of Parkour Tag is reliant upon
Hunters rather than
the
surviving.
hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to win the hunter round if you want points.
You know where I go?
I think this is really effective. Wait, can they see? Oh, never mind. Okay. I think it's really effective because it gets Pete, who is a really strong player, off of players like Michael and Quackity, and it's more of kind of a team strategy where it allows them to net more points rather
Can
than
you
using
turn up
them.
the stream volume, Clay? Crest asks. And can you also full screen the VOD?
Okay, I'll full screen the VOD, Joey.
Click the full screen button.
Okay.
He's on me. Still chasing me. How long? 3 seconds.
Nice.
Just click the full screen button, Clay.
Oh, I have so many active brain cells.
So yeah, see, they win round 1, netting them 29 coins. Or no, they got a bonus for being alive. What
Yeah.
number is that actually? 89 coins? Essentially nothing.
Obviously when they came up with this strat, they definitely didn't know about the scoring change going into it, so
Can you turn up us on the stream as well, Clay?
I will turn up us. Yes.
We need to be much louder. They're barely hearing us.
Bruh. I am so loud now.
What is runner vision?
We'll see how many points we get.
Anybody who wasn't complaining about the stream being too quiet, please turn down your volume.
Nice try, Quackity. Nice try.
We're still pretty quiet.
Bruh. Oh, I know what it's. I figured. Okay, I know what this.
Clay's
is.
great at sound design, guys. Don't ever forget.
Shut up. Okay, you were the one that couldn't stream for like more than like 5 minutes yesterday.
Yes, because my internet provider throttles my connection.
Oh yeah.
Clearly my fault, Clay.
Yeah. I mean, at least we're on the same page here.
I sound loud enough, but you sound too quiet.
Okay, that's probably because I'm very tired and I am not making much noise.
There we go.
But you're
All right, continue the VOD. Thank you, chat, for telling us. How are we doing today? I am doing pretty well. Clay woke up about 40 minutes ago.
Shut up. I went to bed at the lovely hour of 7 a.m., so I am just living my best life.
But see, we can see in round 2, the Red Rabbits changed up their strategy where they want Dreamer Sapnap to hunt so they can get the points. But even though whoever was hunting, Fundy, for the Green Guardians, got them all much quicker. Because when you just have Dream running, and he's accompanied by Quackity and Michael, that's definitely an easier group of 3 to tag versus having Dream and Sapnap both be there.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. especially because the Green Guardians, which they were facing, is like a more than capable team in terms of movement. I think they end up getting like first, second, or third in this game, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, right now they're debating what their plan is, because despite Illumina being on their team, the what team is it? Oh my god. The Purple Pandas are not that strong, but if Illumina is hunting, it makes it significantly more more difficult to survive.
And it's definitely the I think Illumina is hunting here. Yeah, he is, of course.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's only Sapnap running, and you can see Illumina has a clear target selection. He
Yeah.
avoids going after Sapnap at all. He gets Quackity and Michael first, and then he's going to take the rest of the time to get Sapnap. Whereas on the other side, for Dream hunting purple, Dream just gets all three in under 30 seconds. Clearly because he outmaneuver them, outchase them, and get them down quick. But you can see here that 20 seconds left, one person to get, it's very difficult. You're gonna have to cut them off. And with Sapnap's teammates giving good callouts as well, there's
It's
no way
really
he's gonna get
hard.
tagged in 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's really hard for Illumina to get that final tag.
And this right here, this path, if we go back 10 seconds, that going around the outside, making the head hitter into the ladder, and then going through this orange pipe, this seemed like the route that most people were trying to go for.
Yeah.
That it would give you the most time.
I think after I'm gonna pause the VOD. I think after last time's introduction of this map, with it being much larger, I bet players like Sapnap or Dream, or like H-Bomb, for example, spent a lot of time dissecting where exactly the best routes were, and I think that's pretty apparent when watching both Dream and Sapnap run and hunt in this game.
Let's just keep going though. It's clear too, I was watching Parkour Tag just a bit ago for some other stuff analysis, and you can tell who the best hunters are, or the best runners I should say are, because they're content to sit still if they're not being actively chased.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who get antsy when they know they're being hunted, and they just end up running into the hunter or being in that space, where it's definitely better to just sit and wait until you need to move.
I think that was more of the better strat on the older map when it was smaller, but I feel like this map allows for a lot more movement in order to
It
not
definitely
get caught.
allows, but like, look right here, Sapnap's just chilling.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
there's no
because he
reason to
knows he's
go
not being
anywhere at all.
hunted.
They've made a nice triangle of the three of them, and now Michael's being chased and coming into Sapnap's space, then Sapnap starts moving. But there was no need for Sapnap to move until there was any threat at all. And so there's definitely a patience to this game that not all teams are able to.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying YouTube stream ended. I can literally see it.
You absolute buffoons. We're not
I
stupid.
can see you guys. Hello. It's because we paused the other stream. But it's clear that there's a patience to this game that a lot of people just get too anxious for and just start running.
Yeah.
Okay, who said that in chat? Ayashi? Definitely agree with the point that if it was old point scoring, you would have had Dream and Sapnap not hunt like a single time.
Oh yeah,
And they would
because
have racked up the points.
I would say out of like 8 of the 9 teams, both of them would have been able to survive for the entire time, just because of how skilled in movement that they are. I am great with words, if you couldn't tell.
You're great. But we can see each time Sapnap's going to this left side, Dream takes up the middle. Quackity's almost the bait, essentially, to throw himself and buy time.
Yeah.
And now once they start coming for Dream and Sapnap, it's going to be this rotation. It's going to be this circular motion. Dream's going to go around the outside toward the orange pipe again. Sapnap's following. And now the hunter has no choice other than just keep following. There aren't really a lot of cutoff options here because they're so far away.
And because it's really unlikely for Sapnap or Dream to fall, then Fruit is basically fucked. And
even though Sapnap fell right there, but now they've split, and with good callouts, they're able to get distance again. Sapnap got tagged there, but now Dream has 15 seconds to survive.
And
that's not hard.
Fruit is was on the floor, and Dream is like at the top of the map, so it would be very difficult. Oh, never mind.
I mean, he barely gets him. It was Dream definitely not. I wouldn't say choked, but he went into a choke point there.
Yeah.
That inner building is not a safe place to be for any runner because you can be tagged from both the top level and the bottom level.
It looks
pretty
like
easily.
against the Yellow Yaks, Puns is going to hunt, and then on the other team, Dream is hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how this is going to end up playing out. I haven't watched much of, because we've been working on post-MCC content. I've only watched what I've needed to, and I haven't watched any other VODs. So this is kind of my first time looking at parkour tag.
Mm-hmm. But you can see the exact same strategy here. Sapnap wants the same route, although it's almost that he's going too early in a sense.
Yeah.
Because right now he is not the one being chased. What really should happen is when you know who the hunter's chasing, you should get space away from them. It's like the moment you know Quacky is the one being chased, the other two runners should either get
that was a fuck
from where
moment
Quacky's
from
trying to go,
Sapnap.
or they just need to stay in front of Quackity. And then Sapnap falling there, I mean, if you fall, you're dying.
Oh yeah.
That's just how it's gonna be.
It looks like that Puns decided not to follow Quackity, or not to follow Sapnap, and followed Quackity or Michael instead. Which obviously was a smarter choice on Puns' part, but... And yeah, and then that led to them both surviving, or...
Mm-hmm. I will say too, there's definitely a benefit if you lose a runner early, and that person's somebody can make good call-outs.
Oh yeah.
You can actually use...
To your advantage. And
Use to your
especially on a
advantage.
team like the Red Rabbits, where you have two like really, really strong players like Dream and Sapnap, and then two players that might be caught easily. It really helps out Dream and Sapnap to be able to survive at the end.
And
of
then
the
we'll
round.
see the hunter round from Sapnap this time. And you can see there's a
I
clear
hate
path.
ads.
Of course. How do you not have ad block on your computer?
Because I do.
Seems like you don't.
Okay.
We're giving Sapnap money, guys. Thank you all for joining in. We are doing an ad watch party for Sapnap. We're making sure he has enough money to afford rent this month.
I'm gonna end up closing the tab. So any like specific, you know what I'm saying. And we're back. So it looks like Rambo was caught out almost immediately, kind of similar to like Michael or Quackity.
But you can see there's a certain path the hunter's like taking off of spawn, where they go right side, they go up that right side. This pipe was deadly to many people. There's a round where Fruit Berries gets tagged by Captain Sparkles because he didn't know you could go in through that pipe. And then it's just a matter of when there's 35 seconds left, one person to run, you're gonna get tagged.
Yeah.
Especially when you're missing that first jump.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's a quick round. That's 40 seconds. That's not bad.
30
especially
seconds.
with how big the map is nowadays. But it's clear that like the pink team didn't seem to have great callouts either. Because even after they are tagged, there was no juking. The only way you juke the hunter is if you have callouts from your team.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get very lucky and you accidentally bait them one way and go the other.
Yeah. So this is the penultimate. Oh, we can skip to the final round.
You can skip over to when they're actually starting the round.
Shh.
And then it's Dream hunting again, of course.
Yeah, I think this is. He used all 4 times of him hunting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about.
I think Sapnap we did 1 or 2. Did we just see 1 or 2?
Yeah, 1 or 2. But
and this is,
he'll probably hunt the last round, I think.
This is Ant Frost chasing them, and Ant just doesn't seem to have a clear direction where he's going. He's switched between Quacky and Michael about 3 times there. And it's only good to switch your targets, it seems like, when you're
when you have that opportunity.
Jump away from getting the guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just wasting your own time, not being decisive. But sometimes you gotta acknowledge when you're not gonna catch somebody, and that's okay too. You just need to make sure you don't keep flip flopping.
Exactly.
Oh, right there, Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they survive. I think it's really apparent, especially with last round with Rambo, is that it's really, really difficult to be a hunter, to be a good hunter and runner your first MCC. I think it's one of those games where experience pays off a lot more than like survival games or battle blocks, for example.
For sure. Especially with this map being as complex as it is, it's kind of difficult to see where to go right away.
Yeah.
And so having played it before for several of the players,
I wonder where I've heard that before. It's kind of difficult to see where you're going.
we'll talk about that later. That's a different game. But see this strat right here, Sapnap went all the way left, Dream went middle, Michael went right side. Like that was clearly a pre-practiced, pre-decided strategy to use.
Yeah.
And so once the first burst gets tagged, they start the cycle.
Oh.
Even though Sapnap falls basically immediately and then it gets him tagged, the goal was to start the circle around the map again. And now Dream's going from the right way. He went through the orange pipe.
It seems like
going
Quake
around the
tried to cut him
building.
off, but I don't think it's working.
But Dream has lost height.
Yeah.
Like it's clear that strat works. The cycle works
But you
really
can't
well,
miss jumps. That's like.
but you can't miss jumps.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you fall,
You're
you're
screwed.
gonna get tagged like that.
Yeah. And then that's
Do we
the
want-
end of the first game, and they got third place overall, which.
That's
For-
pretty decent for
Yeah.
who was on the team, as well. And we're gonna skip ahead to BattleBox. I heard our good pal MiChu is also gonna join the call to help us break down.
Wait, MiChu is joining? Okay, I was not aware of this.
You didn't see chat.
Nope.
Go back a little bit in the VOD. Let's not start right when the round starts. I'm just gonna pull MiChu in. He's gonna hear this so delayed and then just get pulled in.
It's gonna be very funny.
Hello, MiChu.
Oh, hello.
Welcome to BattleBox.
Okay.
You want to give us a breakdown on this map? Clay, can you pause when Sapnap's looking out over the map?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Wait, where do I look at?
On the
I'll pause
screen.
on. Yeah, you can.
You'll
look
be
at the stream.
delayed, but
Okay, all right. I'll just.
you know what the map is.
Okay. Let me open up the stream that I was totally watching to support the channel. By the way.
You asked if you could join for the call, so I assumed you're watching.
Okay, so the thing with this map is it's a relatively big map for battle blocks. You got like the water sections, you got like the stairs. Like the most common strategy I think you're gonna see with this red team is gonna be Sapnap likes to take the jumpstart boots, get behind and flank. Dream will usually go with Michael, and then Quackity will kind of just stay back and bow. That means they are going to concede like usually one side of the bridge, either left or the right, and just let them take it. But Sapnap coming from behind, getting those crits is going to be really important, and we're going to see that a lot in this battle box.
Let's roll it, Clay.
I already did.
Nice. Beautiful analysis, MiChu. You can see that Depth Strider is not commonly used very much. Typically, the better players like having the knockback sword, or
The
what's the other
crossbow.
thing you can get
The
extra
crossbow.
arrows or whatever you
So,
want.
Thing is, I think Sapnap thinks Pun sees him, but I actually don't think he saw him because he just kind of ignored him, and he just gets the flank behind and absolutely
And
decimates
then it
him from
looks
the back.
like
Yeah.
And but he took some damage, and Sapnap's getting taken out here. But an amazing thing here is like Pun's had like 11 health, Quackity's at full health. Quackity gets like 2 clean shots on Pun's with no response from him. And if you like play again here, he just like runs, and Quackity's just be able to get killed, jump on the tree, get ahead of him, and do it.
Yeah, and going back to what you say, that flank maneuver from Sapnap allowed him to kill both Jack Manifold and Captain Sparkles, like only
Almost
taking 2
immediately.
hits, and he gets in like 4. You don't need to rewind. We're gonna see it again
it's
in other rounds.
something I did want to point out, mostly because I saw a funny clip on Illumina's stream, is how well Quackity performed in BattleBox. Like, obviously,
We are gonna see a lot of that throughout this battle box. Amazing moments from Quackity.
Yeah, no, I think especially because targets are immediately put on Dream and Sapnap's backs, so they're more likely to get out early. Quackity being able to just clean up and finish the round is really important, and we see that a lot.
This like Red's battle box strategy is certainly determined on like using Dream and Sapnap to their maximum efficiency. And if they don't do that, which will when they're shut down, when we see it later, it really hinders their performance. So
And-
again,
And right here
Sapnap-
against purple, purple did the two on each side strat.
Which
But
with
red has funneled all 4 people to one side.
which is just
that's right.
it's just
So, yeah, and
unfair.
you see it like they conceded like the left side to purple, but like they're able to retake it in
Mhm.
practically an instant. It's 2-on-2 here, but Quackity is able to take out Ren. It's 2 red guys at full health, but Sapnap gets obliterated by Illumina here. And again, a very similar to the previous thing. Illumina's on 14 health, but Quackity just gets 2 free hits and takes him out in a really similar manner, being able to get the high ground from the bridge and able to drop on Illumina.
And if
Later-
you even see Quacky's perspective there, he's even spam clicking to like finish Illumina off.
Because he's just
Like, he had
he's
the-
just
like,
so
a
low,
single
it doesn't
hit.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just so low that he's just like, I got this. He's
And
set.
he's on full health the entire time.
One of my
It was-
favorite moments of the entire MCC is Illumina's POV of that fight, just because Illumina just immediately targets Sapnap, which is why he gets out early, and then Quackity just comes in and sweeps him, and he's just so fucking confused.
He yells across the house, Quacky's better than Sapnap.
And then you can hear
it on Fruit Stream
Fruit Stream,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Keep rolling that. But if you saw, which we saw in that clip from them facing purple, of the 2 purple team members that they flanked died first. So it's a 4-on-2. And even though it quickly became a 1-on-1 at the end, even having that advantage just for a moment of 4-on-2 just gives you so much power in the positioning.
Yeah, it allows you to just easily sweep a lot of the opposing team.
Is this Aqua?
This is
Cyan.
Oh, it's a Cyan.
So
Which
this is-
might be interesting
this was
because Cyan performed really well in this game. Remember?
Yes.
So this time, Sapnap didn't go for the flank, but all of Cyan is
Yes.
on one side of the map, it looks like.
Yeah,
And so
notably.
Dream flanked.
Yes, that's right. You saw Whisk go into the water, and he thought flanking was going to be kind of contested at that point. But Whisk, like they saw Whisk not going to the left side, meant that the right was going to be weaker. So Dream was able to flank the entire way and take out I believe it was 5-ups or someone, and they were able to take mid after that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were close in filling the wall, but Dream was fast on being able to get to mid and stopping that.
Aqua hasn't lost yet, so yeah, we need to...
It's just a case of that they went for the flank maneuver from the other direction, but they're definitely trying to get those flanks on. They're seeing that as the power play, seeing that as their strategy to win. And they're making it happen. They do
Mhm.
lose a couple rounds here, which we will see how
We'll
that
see in a
happened.
bit. But
This
okay,
is Aqua.
This is
Also,
a very interesting match to watch. So, Sapnap does. Okay, pause here.
I got you. Wait, fuck, I didn't get you. Sorry. Also, just to you two, I screenshot on Discord, so the delay bruh. Okay, stream. My Discord just completely crashed, so it's just us for a bit. I love Discord. My Wi-Fi didn't dip at all. Oh my god, this is so fun. And now I just have to ramble on myself because I don't have MiChu or Joey to carry me. Fuck.
But I'm just gonna discuss.
Well, they
Okay,
can't
I
do this
got-
until Clay's here.
I'm here. Yeah, Discord just gave up, and I had a lovely talk with the stream chat of me just panicking.
Okay, can you go back 10 seconds?
Yeah, I got you. To where the match begins, or where?
Or just pause.
Right
Okay,
here.
right here. So, what happens is Kratzy has this strategy up against Dream with the crossbow. So he holds back, shoots the arrow, and then Sylvie rushes him. And even though he has the push, he's in a really poor spot. But Sylvie actually falls into the water here. And what? So Kratzy and Sylvie are kind of low, and so Krinius has to support them with Michael backing up Dream, and that just leaves MiChu alone here for Sapnap to kill if we proceed here.
Yeah.
Roll it.
And that's
Clay, we
essentially-
also keep seeing the background image like flicker on screen.
Yeah, that is just an
Okay, so
OBS
essentially
problem.
here is a free
I-
kill on
Can you
MiChu. Dream's able to take out Kratzy, and all of them are assembled here. It was 4 red guys up
That's
against
4.
Sylvie.
And
And-
Cranius dies in the water.
Yeah,
So
so
down
like
below.
it's a close fight against him. If he did get Dream, it would have been 3-on-1, and a very
Mhm.
clean victory for red here.
Yeah.
But you can see that time Aqua's strategy was built to neutralize Dream, and then
Mhm.
Sapnap was still a problem.
Yeah.
And so definitely having 2 very strong PvPers on one team makes it very difficult to plan for or decide what you're gonna do.
Yeah, and I think we all saw this play in the top 10 plays. This is the situation where the flank strategy is most effective is when all the members go on one side and like the opposing your other 3 teammates are able to get some arrow shots to soften them up, and we see that in full effect right here. So as you'll see, all of Lime goes to one side, and that like signals Sapnap to get into the water, and they don't see him at all, which is perfect. Red's getting a few arrow shots, and that's perfect. Everyone's at like 10, 11, 13 hearts here. And he gets
Sapnap
a
just
great
And then-
combo.
Yeah.
Gets a
But-
great combo on fruit.
And then
Um,
poor Ollie is the last person left with.
You
with
can even see from the
Dream
very
Pork.
beginning, though, of when Sapnap starts going forward, he baits as if he's going up toward the bridge.
Yeah.
And then once vision is blocked by the bridge itself, he cuts back to the water and then dives in and goes past them. And they just assume he's not there. They assume he just backed up completely. when
Okay, we
instead
have
Sapnap's
another
gone all the way
mandatory
around.
ad break. What the fuck?
Mandatory ad. Open up a second VOD. Get a Dreams VOD.
I do have
Alright.
Dreams VOD actually. That's kind of
Okay, this
round-
Dreams VOD for this perspective is also very interesting. It'll
Is that round 6 we're going to? Or
Yes.
so-
Red's 5-0 at Battle Box at this point with all kills, and they're like essentially dominating in first place. I think this is their first loss of Battle Box, and it's very interesting to see how it went.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
we're
have
just
Dreams
waiting for
POV
visual.
up going right now.
We got it. And it's red versus green. Green with Tommy, Filza, Fundy, Connor is a decently strong PvP team and a pretty good
Except-
matchup for red.
Yeah.
Actually,
What's really
Green
interesting,
is
though-
not doing well this Battle Box. Is
Yeah.
in 8th place, and they ended up upsetting the 5-0 team here. So this is Dream's POV.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happens here is Dream like beats Fundy to the potion. He throws it, but he's really low and knocks into the water. He gets knocked into the water, essentially neutralized. He can't even do anything.
And then Connor
Um,
just goes after him and then gets the final
Connor
hit.
from the top rope.
Yeah, that's right. And Sapnap actually gets the flank on Filza. He's up in the tree, but he makes a mistake. He like can't reach him while he's in the tree. Like, he should have shot the bow, but like he just kept trying to sword him, and Filza just pulls off this absolutely incredible combo on Sapnap. And Dream Sapnap are out like that, and the rest of Green.
And you can
like
see
out.
those arrow
from End of
shots
Red.
come in so big early on. Dream took like
Mhm.
3 to 4 hits and he was at 1 heart. He hadn't even done damage yet. He had thrown 1 harming potion that didn't reach. And
Yeah,
then
I
he's
think-
forced to just run.
Yeah,
Something
like,
Joey
the
and I were
crucial thing
talking
with,
to
like,
each other
rushing into
about-
the mid for the potion is if you like if you hit the crossbow shot, it makes the opposing team like hesitate a little bit in engaging, but I believe he missed the shot, or there was at least 2 people teaming up against his 1, and they were just had full confidence going in, and it was over from there.
We're on round 7, right? If I'm not
Alright,
mistaken.
So that is Red's first loss. So they're 5-1, still on top of the leaderboard. And in round 7, they're facing
Pink, which
Who
is
is that?
also very
This is Pink.
capable.
So this is
Pink.
Sapnap POV. So he jumps into the water. All Pink goes on one side. But the thing is, Pink bats up, and they immediately see Sapnap. So he's in a terrible position.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to sneak in, but like Rambu's right there. He sees him. He gets the kill on Wilbur, but like Rambu knows what he's there and is able to barely surviving, but able to take him out. And
then-
from here, it's Dream's distracted at Michael trying to like take the 2v1. Doesn't see, I believe TapL coming up. Just gets some free crits on him, and it's over.
Yeah, it really seemed like Dream did not see TapL in the slightest there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he just
also-
got blindsided. And that
just
flank,
some
that's how you beat the flank maneuver, though. It was all 4 together, turned back, and then when TapL goes out to kill Wilbur, who's trying to bow him, Rambu's in close to finish him off.
I guess
instead.
that's
like
kind of the
maneuvers, like most important aspect is the surprise, and we're gonna see it absolutely like an example here is actually a perfect example. Joel spots that Sapnap's trying to do it like immediately, and Sapnap is just trapped in the water.
Yeah, once you're
Yes,
in the
this
water
is-
here, there's not a quick way out, and you're vulnerable the whole
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, so you see Joel like looking at Sapnap the whole time. He just gets a fully charged bow shot right here, and he's in a terrible position at half health. He just has to try to like do something, and
swim away.
somebody jumps in. I can't quite.
No,
tell who
that was
is.
Joel.
And then
just shot as well.
mhm.
Joel just completely neutralized that because you're in a low position of the water. You have to be able to get out unseen to be able to get the flank maneuver. And if you're unable to get out without being hit, well then your flank is completely neutralized.
I guess
before it even
that's kind of
begins.
the weakness of the way
with
that
red dropping.
I guess that's kind of the weakness of the way that Dream and Sapnap approach this MCC with having a specific strategy for every single game, where it's really difficult to be able to adapt to possible changes. We saw them adapt quite well to parkour tag with the changes, but when they have this one strategy and they keep using it over and over again, if one team notices it almost immediately, then they can't really switch strategies in order to get away.
Yeah, I think it's just we've seen all the people know, like if they notice Sapnap, it's over, and we've seen them go like 0-3 the past couple of rounds.
And see, Sapnap
so-
changes the strategy here to go straight for the potion because he sees it's uncontested.
Mhm. And yeah, it's just a 1-on-1 matchup between Shovel and Sap, and that's essentially a free kill. And like the rest of the red team, 3-on-3 is just able to take it out.
Mm-hmm.
And they finish with a bit of a BM on Michael there with the potion throw, but
The
a very solid record of 6-3 after going 5-0. An
next
impressive showing by them.
the next game
Pretty,
is Sky
pretty
Battle.
strong all around.
If we want, we can go switch over to Pink's POV for Sky Battle. I feel like that would be really interesting to
Sky
watch.
Battle?
For-
What do you think, chat? What Sky Battle POV do you want to see first? Do you want to see red, pink, lime, green,
Purple.
any of the colors? I just like saying colors. You can also
Wilbur.
just tell me your favorite color right here, and we'll go watch that one.
I'm gonna do pink anyways, but we'll pretend that we're gonna take input from chat.
No, I'm seeing mostly pink. Pink
Yeah.
and red. Pink and red. Pink and red.
We've seen a lot of
Let me see
red, and we'll
something.
obviously go back to
Pink, pink. We'll see red again. Don't
we'll
worry.
see red again for the last couple games because of how much they absolutely swept.
We're
but-
going to the Apple Man himself.
Yep.
Apple.
Very moment.
Sky Battle. Game 3.
Hey, guys,
Now,
like, you
we
wanna-
know Tapple's a very good Skywars player, and he's done very well in Sky Battle before as well. So this is a game that he's looking to dominate in, but it's clear he came in with some new strategies. Not only does at one point he tries to
My eyes.
get wood to craft items,
Thank you, Will.
and then finds out that you cannot, the wooden planks there were looking straight ahead, and the crown thing are actually like terracotta, and it's not wood.
Changed the wide angle lens by changing
But definitely Tapple was the one encouraging his team to make that giant bridge at the end, that giant like platform for everyone to stand
yeah.
on in the middle circle.
So this is the game that I've probably looked at the most over the past like half a week and a bit. So yeah, it's very interesting to watch, especially with how Pink performs in the first round compared to the last two rounds. Tubbo, stop laughing, I'm talking. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Another thing I noticed is that Stein, who's a commentator and writer for the show, is that the two of us were on a VC right before MCC, and we specifically were talking about how Pink was an absolutely terrifying Sky Battle team, and how
So
we
you can just
noticed.
keep rolling it.
Oh, I'm gonna mute it so Tubbo doesn't
Yeah.
lower the volume.
We
Yeah.
can't hear the stream.
We can't hear
That's
the
you and
VOD.
me.
No, I don't think any. Wait, can anyone hear
Yeah,
the
they can't hear
game
the
audio?
streams at all.
No one can hear the game audio.
Oh yeah. Because that's because I lowered the volume just for the beginning. So yeah. So but since last MCC Pride, we saw that insane play from Wilbur in round 2, I think it was. And we've seen Tapple absolutely kick ass in Sky Battle before, so it's just really unfair to the rest of the teams just because of how strong this team is at Sky Battle. And we've seen Rambo do like Skywars on Hypixel before in streams and stuff, so yeah. But
Yeah, and something quickly I want to point out is that there's only usually there's like at least 2 teams that collide at the same island. This round there was only a single one with I believe cyan and purple.
yeah, it was Cyan and Purple.
Wilbur actually gets a really like fast kill here on 5-up, who's in a bad situation with purple and kind of forced to bridge without any covering.
You can kind of see that TapL kind of at the end of there protects Wilbur, but that doesn't really turn out well for Wilbur.
I don't think Wilbur noticed purple was at this island and he just went in. But TapL just got a like really nice here kill with the lava.
Oh, there's a really funny moment soon where Illumina and TapL are next to each other and they think that they're teammates, and so they look at each other for like a second, they don't do anything, and then they're like, oh fuck, we're supposed to fight. But right now, both Rambo and TapL are looking to build up to get Illumina and False, who are on top of the tower.
And we can see that TapL's definitely using a different strategy than most teams. He knows everything's breakable. He can place as many blocks as he needs to. He's trying to make everything as safe as he can and not just rushing in blindly.
Oh, and there's
the moment where, yeah, because Rambo was right next to TapL, so I think I'm assuming TapL thought that Illumina was Rambo, and but yeah, you can see that lava play from TapL that just wrecked Illumina's health, and now TapL I think is the only TapL was the only player left and was going to go to mid, and then he just fell into the void, which was quite unfortunate, but still very strong play from round 1.
I also want to mention that like he did all of that by taking no damage, and that was very important because he did not wear any armor. He just essentially forgot to wear armor that round.
Yeah.
He had it in his inventory and just forgot. Also notably here, this is like where red gets the first Canada MCC fishing rod play against yellow team here.
Lots of fishing rod plays happen in this one. And it's clear also in this final circle that not all the teams have adapted the strategy to make these final bridges very safe and platform safe.
Yeah, and you can
so
see...
it's interesting to see then TapL next round.
Something...
Making a literal base in the sky for them, it felt like.
Oh, yeah. So green ends up winning this round, and something you can notice immediately is that the final fight is kind of between red and green, with some blue players on the side. And you can really tell the difference between... Oh, it's just Quig. Never mind. But something you can notice almost immediately is the difference between red's base and how green set stuff up with how just massive their structure is going into mid.
Apparently, too, the only reason green's is so big is because Filza didn't realize where they were starting it and was below them when he started it.
Oh, yeah. It ended up working out really well because...
that is something they did by accident, which actually sounds like a very interesting strategy.
Because if somebody were to try to rush them from above and get TNT on the above, it wouldn't be effective whatsoever. And then you can see that there was just so many more green.
Too small.
Yeah.
Everyone decided to jump down to middle because that was about the only hope you had.
Yeah.
And then there's just more green people alive.
Okay, this is kind of the beginning of Pink's domination of this game, and you can kind of see how they changed their approach. Whereas a lot I'm saying so many words. Well, Pink almost in the first round almost immediately started picking fights where you can see that kind of change where you can see them just trying to go straight for mid in order to get themselves set up for the final fight.
And notice those are the cobwebs right there that TapL got that are important later. It's interesting that I think he's the only person that's like maybe the best PvPer in a team that goes for that first top chest.
That's a good point.
Normally, I feel like people expect TapL to be the one bridging first.
Just because he's a lot more consistent with bridging and bridging fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that has something to do with like bridging is a lot more riskier. Again, from MCC 14, what happened to him, and obviously.
And in the first round as well.
Yeah. Well, even like fruit berries in this MCC, you just had a accidental fall off too.
That's right. And like, we saw Wilbur just kind of like shift bridging, and it did the job.
Well, because if you shift bridge off spawn, like the moment the game starts, you'll get to the island basically the same time as
Yeah.
the speed bridge because it's not that many blocks. It's not that big of a difference.
And also
And because there's no
other teams,
projectiles.
and also other teams are more worried about themselves, so it's not that much
Mhm.
of a risk to do that. And I think by the strongest PvPer getting that Ender Pearl and then the Creeper Eggs and then the Cobwebs, that greatly helps TapL later on, right, with those extra few items.
For sure. I would love to see somebody get this first pearl when they're at mid, pearl immediately to the center island because there are pearls in there. There's 2. Take all the stuff and just pearl back out.
No, that's what like. Okay, we're MCC nerds. We always talk about, oh, what would we do for MCC? And that like just, I don't. I would absolutely want to see someone do that. I
Oh,
would
yeah.
even just ignore the side islands, go straight for mid. That's as much iron. You can make 2 diamond swords, TNT, ender pearls, jump boost potion, regen, everything.
What's kind of
There's so much
interesting
good
is
stuff
that was
there.
kind of the strat going in Skyblockle, like 5 MCCs ago, where basically it was go to mid immediately, and whoever got to mid first was pretty much guaranteed at least a lot of survival points.
And
But
Pink's... Okay, sorry.
but I think that Sky Battle favors a lot more risky plays, which we've seen with like Techno and MCC 10, or even Fruit in last MCC. But still, being able to get to mid immediately and trying to get the survival points as a full team is really, really important for your success. And then you can see TapL over there trying to flank, and ended up getting 1 yellow,
1 kill.
1 line player, I think Kara.
And you can see like just how much height is like such a big advantage in this game. Green like essentially like 2 blocks ahead of lime. They're just like able to get that jumping position.
Well,
on
if
them
you...
and obliterate them.
Even before, when they first got to this mid, Pink was just controlling the space as 4. They
Yeah.
weren't bridging out yet till other teams started bridging. But now they control this
Now
space,
there's
the
that
entire
really
half
clean-
hemisphere
Now there's that
of the middle
Fundy
ring.
kill that really. And then now is kind of a sick play from both Wilbur and Tubbo, where they knock out Sapnap and Dream almost like together, and then that just gets rid of one of the strongest PvP teams, where they only have Fruit and I think Green is gone, so they just have Fruit to deal with,
It's
and then
just Fruit there.
and then Fruit is
And you
already
see,
on
like-
really low health, so he just bridges into the
And-
border.
Like something really important to mention about this situation is that Rambo and Wilbur won, I think, 1 heart at
Yeah.
the time when they got the cobwebs, and there's like no water buckets in this sky battle, and that means like I think that was meant to be like the disadvantage of bridging so high, that if like you ended up having to like drop down, it was going to be really painful. But like, big brain plays by TapL with the cobwebs.
Yeah,
It's
that
it's
completely
also a
counteracts
case
that.
that teams do not eat steak early enough. Like if you're down any hunger and you eat steak, your health goes up so quickly. It's so fast.
Yeah, because
But
of just how good saturation is for steak.
But a lot of
specifically.
players don't realize that, especially when they're taking border damage, that eating will out heal the border for a couple seconds.
Something I've
And then
noticed a
they'll
lot while we're just waiting for them to go to mid and start building in mid. Something I've noticed a lot that happened twice. One in round 1 with TapL, and then also I think in round 3 with Tommy. I was watching Green during the actual event. Is that both Green and not Green, Tommy and TapL forgot armor at some point, and that ended up leading to their entire team losing the round because of how vulnerable you are without armor.
All right, and any superstitious players out there, don't put on armor.
But you can see that Pink completely has this chunk of the ring to themselves, and they just loot everything. They're just relaxed. They're keep bringing the crafting bench with you, because this is where TapL thinks he can get wood from the middle.
Actually, something I'm just noticing
Because he
right
has
here
2
is that they're
diamonds on
two-
him, so he wants
Yeah.
to get a diamond sword.
Something I'm noticing right here is that like the 2 side teams were actually Aqua and Cyan, who were actually involved in massive fights. Like for their other side islands, Aqua was involved in a 3-way fight, and Cyan involved with Blue, nearly taking out half their team, which I think did have a factor in why they were able to like, get this far. But again, no one wants to bridge towards Pink in this game.
And if you see how many blocks TapL's placing, he's just ensuring that there is never a 1-by-1 they're walking across.
Yeah,
It is
that's
always
just
thicker than
completely.
that, so there no free kills, no free arrow shots are going to get them.
That's right. This chat is spamming thick bridge. That's like
Like
Yeah.
this is
This
like
is the
9 blocks thick. This is 9 blocks wide. I'm pretty sure. Right
Mystery
here.
in chat said, "I love how Fruit just made an epic block extension, but that was like okay. I thought that was
Yeah, we're
actually
gonna
good
see
analysis.
Fruit have the opportunity to like make some really impressive plays here, but unfortunately, like
He was just
not quite
completely
gonna
outnumbered.
get there.
Something I noticed, especially between the strategy that Lime went for versus Pink, is that Joey and I were talking about this yesterday. How the strat that Lime kind of went for is
That
that
was
they build a
close.
massive base under the middle island, remove all the TNT so it isn't like catastrophic,
Mhm.
and then just let Fruit be on top and be very offensive.
Yeah. But
Don't make the
that was
offensive joke again.
That was the play where TapL dropped down to see if that was wood, and it was orange terracotta because he was gonna go for the diamond sword.
Yeah.
gonna
I
see
think
the-
at some point Fruit did get a diamond sword. I think it was a really strong PvP player. It might have been Fruit. It might have been somebody else. I don't remember exactly. So there is a way that you can get a diamond sword. I don't know how you do that. I haven't watched Fruit's VOD.
There are
But
sticks in the first chest.
There are
you
sticks-
spawn
That's
next
right.
to.
bruh.
There's also wood at the bottom of the fishing rod towers, I believe, or is that just planks?
It might be retextured as well,
Mm-hmm.
because like the wood TapL grabbed, he thought it was wood, and it looks like wood, but it is not wood.
Yes, it looked like oak wood, but I mean, I remember seeing a post somewhere like the theorized like that's how you get shields in Sky Battle,
Mhm.
but you have to go through a lot of hoops.
Something
And
really.
you see
Oh,
the, like, the
here comes
name-
Fruit with jump boost, and it's absolutely terrifying.
This
But
is-
he ends up taking fall damage to the middle island.
He ends up missing the
He
pearl
could,
back
like-
down.
yeah,
And then
he couldn't really
here,
make
the
anything of that.
TapL and Pink are dropping TNT in middle. There's no one left in middle. It was just Puns and Pink.
Mm-hmm.
And Puns, you can't see it in this clip. You can see in Puns' POV. Puns blows them up. They're about to fall. Puns backs up on his own bridge and falls in a hole.
That's
And
pretty
dies.
good. Honestly,
And
that
so-
was one of the most hype moments of the entire MCC, especially just watching Pink's VOD and not really knowing what's going on, is that you expect like their entire team to get wiped by TNT, and then they end up winning the round, which was just completely changed
Puns
your
got their-
expectations.
Puns got his revenge later, though.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll see that. And then that's the end of Sky Battle. An absolute nuts performance from Pink. Something
We-
interesting that I've noticed is that through the entire time, I think TapL and Wilbur I noticed, but I think the entire team, they didn't change the swords they got off of spawn. Although TapL was trying to get a diamond sword. They didn't use any iron to get an iron sword or whatever, and I don't think they needed it because as like as a unit together, they overpower anyone with like a diamond sword, as we just saw with Fruit.
You have anyone's perspective in mind for Sands of Time?
I have Illumina already up in a tab, and I think
oh,
every other
Illumina
POV
be
is
best.
depressing. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
I think I believe there was one tunnel in Sands of Time that just had like the absolute nuts, like are like.
also,
um,
real quick. You can see on TapL's chat here that Technoblade was spamming in his chat, saying Sky Wars in his blood.
Yeah. No,
Technoblade supporting his team, his teammates and friends.
dude, something that was like kind of really cool to see is that everybody was hyping up the new players going into this event. A lot of if you watch like Rambo's stream, like I think he set up his stream like an hour before the event. He got like so many whispers of him just I don't know why I started rambling about this, but he got a lot of whispers of people just going, "Oh, you're gonna fucking kill this" or whatever. And I think that kind of positive energy really contributed to Pink's performance overall, especially because statistically their one weakness was Rambo being a new player.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Now we're
moving
gonna
to Sands of Time.
with the big man, Illumina. Let's.
Which, to give a short explanation, Sands Time was changed when it came back for Season 2.
I
There are
love
now
the new
more-
changes so much.
There are now more puzzles directly around spawn, around the lobby, the main lobby part. And now the paths are more labeled with where a vault could be, which direction.
and
And-
For a lot of teams, this translated in them kind of getting fixated on certain puzzles that were a little more difficult than they realized,
Yeah.
or getting confused with which tunnel they were going down.
a lot of what I saw, two people I think of off the bat are Rambo and Tommy, who, Tommy was fixated on the piston puzzle where you had to move the piece of concrete around the piston like 3x3. He spent like 2 or 3 minutes on that puzzle, and then obviously people were joking about how Rambo spent like half of the time in Sands of Time trying to figure out the word puzzles. And I think I've like some fun clay lore about me is I adore puzzle games, so obviously I really enjoyed these new changes.
Continue the VOD.
Oh yeah, I
keep
can.
playing it.
I really enjoyed these new changes, but I did expect people to kind of get bottlenecked on a lot of them. Sands of I applaud Noxcrew so much for the way that they changed Sands of Time. I think it really suits. And it'll be better going forward. I've seen a lot of people complain saying it was too confusing, but if you remember when Sands of Time was first introduced in MCC 5, was it? Like, all of the teams were confused and struggled at the first one, but obviously they got better over time.
In Sands of Time, MCC 5, I think the most coins got out of the dungeon were like 300 total.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Just like, and something I do want to just like clarify for anyone watching that just to the north side there are two doors to enter from. From the south side there are 2 doors to enter from, and from the west and the east there are 4 doors total. I just like a little mental map for you guys.
There's a lot of ways to go. And also the thing we noticed quickly right away on Illumina's POV is he has Fulbright on, he has Gamma 5.
Mm-hmm.
So the dungeon of Sands of Time looks vibrant, looks so bright. It doesn't look like mobs should be able to spawn, but that's just on his side. In actuality, there is not this level of light as you saw if you're watching either Connor's POV or somebody like
Not
in the Little
Connor's
Order False
POV.
Symmetry.
Not.
And you can see what an advantage this Fulbright gives as well.
Yeah.
Luna can see this entire room very easily.
And he can. Yeah, it probably also helps out with false is being loud and not allowing me to think. Yeah, it allows Illumina to not be fixated on certain parts of certain puzzles or whatever, which I think with like the vignette that you naturally have without a higher gamma, which just does not help getting fixated on smaller puzzles. Another thing that kind of assists this team doing so well is that both False and Ren was on Vault Hunter Season 1 and False was on Season 2. They both were active on Vault Hunters, which is a very kind of similar format, especially to the new Sands of Time, I would say. And then Illumina obviously is an absolute unit, and then Martin is a veteran player.
And the thing I noticed here from Illumina is he made sure to grab a bunch of the rusty keys before he actually started adventuring. Because a lot of times I see the runners in the dungeon go immediately in with no keys. And then they're like, well, I need to go back to actually have some. And then he's trying to do this piston puzzle, which is very easy to mess up, and once it's messed up, you can't complete it.
Yeah.
But this definitely seems like a puzzle that should be left for the Sandkeeper. And
yeah,
there's also a book explaining how to do it.
And then you can see him leave to let I believe Ren is the Sandkeeper, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can see he leaves that puzzle for Ren to do. And you can see the Pizza Hut Reddit chat where with the 3 versus 1 carpets to mark where you're going. I think with all these new doors and all these puzzles that could take a decent amount of time, that strat becomes much more valuable. Oh, and if you don't know what the strat is, basically, if you mark a doorway with 1 carpet, it means that somebody's currently exploring it, and if you mark it with 3, that means that somebody got to a dead end. So I think with the new puzzles, that just becomes infinitely more helpful, especially for the Sandkeeper trying to finish up puzzles.
That's right. And if anyone was confused about what this parkour was, that they're the platform they have to parkour on have pressure plates,
With
which
pistons.
activate pistons that push forward. So they have about like 1 second to actually make the jumps from landing on it.
The other thing I'll say about the carpet strategy is that the carpets are the key to making the most efficient use of your time.
And also
Down,
communication.
It gives communication, but it gives the communication without having to tell your teammates, oh, I went this way.
Yeah.
I've got the blue.
Because-
It's your way to notify them.
So is that the diamond key?
Because I think kind of an issue with the way a lot of players play Sands of Time is that they only use verbal communication, which kind of ends up with a lot of noise being in the VC, and then people not being able to communicate properly because a lot of people have a lot to say at the same time. And then you can see Illumina breaking blocks, as seen in
And
the
those are
update video.
The new cracked blocks that you can break. He also doesn't notice that in the wall as well, there's a sand block sitting there. That's also breakable to pick up. And I don't think anyone actually saw this sand block. They seem to only fixate on certain blocks you could break, like the gold ones and then the regular ones,
then
but they did not
cracked.
notice there's just sand sitting there.
I feel like that probably has to do with Illumina having really high gamma as well. I think him being able to differentiate the different types of wall blocks in which you're able to break and which you're not definitely ends up helping him out.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh,
Doing some casual lava parkour. This is one of the easier ones, to be honest. There's only 3 block jumps. There's no 4.
Yeah,
There's
and it's very
Lava parkour we could look at later from Dream that had 3 back-to-back-to-back 4 block jumps.
what the fuck.
That's
And
right,
then
I
you can
remember
see him putting the three carpets down to mark that he got to a dead end, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then this kind of looks familiar from season 1, where it's just a maze, but it ends up just
Generation
Getting-
just made it.
Generation said no. That's actually good for a team to know that that tunnel has nothing, because you might think it wastes Illumina's time, but it makes sure that he's then going toward
tunnels
paths that are
with
only
they're
longer.
very deep. Yeah, I think I think him getting a couple really short tunnels at the beginning ends up helping him because it helps Ren, who's the sandkeeper. I was about to say Martin. Ren, who's the sandkeeper, be able to be more efficient with how he works on how he works on that. And then you can see him in the VC right now, just saying that he saw the
You
emerald
can't
vault.
hear.
Oh, that's true. I turned it up. Okay, you should be able to hear now.
I'm gonna circle back round to mid.
But yeah,
Yep.
over there you could see Illumina find the purple, not the purple, the green vault, and then you can
Yeah,
see on the overhead is the key room for that vault.
Yeah,
So
very interesting that if you remember from season 1, there were certain things that were always in the little sand timer hub. There was the green vault, the blue key, and the red key through a little puzzle.
mhm.
And I believe in the update video, Noxru only said there was a green key and there was a blue key and a red key through a puzzle.
Yeah.
So I actually, but you see, like, the green key and the green vault are very easily accessible at the very beginning.
I
I'm not
think
sure
that's
if this is,
probably
intentional or just lucky
That might have just
generation.
been the generation.
it
But
could have been
also-
the generation, but I also think it's plausible that it was designed for the sandkeeper to find those vaults and that key, just because it's so close to spawn.
So yeah, I wouldn't count on the green vault being accessible 15 seconds into every game. Maybe just like a green vault's probably not the key. I think they
Mhm.
were just lucky there.
Yeah.
There's sand in the wall again. The Luma's not getting.
Come on, Illumina. And then you
There
can
it
finally
is.
see those rusty keys coming in handy. The fact that he grabbed all of them off the bat. He doesn't have to worry about it. And then he finds the green vault. He goes to get the
There are
green
also
vault to
target
get it.
blocks above him throughout this, and that if you do shoot with an arrow, give you things.
I did
Another
not know
thing,
that.
Notably, like, if he had just like opened the vault and went a little bit further, he would have found the red vault immediately.
I was gonna mention how it was interesting that he found the green key and kept going before he decided to come back and actually get the green vault. I think what would have been the better team play is for him to just have somebody meet him at the front of that tunnel,
To
pass
just
off the green key,
just so he
keep
can go
going.
deeper into that vault. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He spent a lot of time running
that
back
vault.
and forth here. That gives a lot of coins, and they definitely need to get the green vault.
You can also
course.
see his chat spamming in the corner, Illumina the Vault Hunter, which I think is pretty funny.
Mhm.
And then you can see him going back into the really deep tunnel, or really deep, really deep part of the.
The other thing I wanted to mention about
Dungeon.
this zombie room that he started with, the actual best strategy might not be to kill any of them. It might be
just
to
be
jump in
run.
the water instead, and all of them will drown, because zombies can't swim in this version. and then you can just get out and they don't do anything to you.
Oh, that's very
Now you can
interesting. I didn't
see-
think about that.
Now you can see Illumina finally realizing the target block, target blocks, and how those work. And they get some coins off of that.
No. Oh, okay, cool.
He definitely gets not good ones. Fruit had a target block he shot that gave 2 sand, which that's
I hate ads.
so good.
I hate ads. I hate ads. I hate ads.
I don't you don't have ad block on Clay, clearly.
This is why you download the VODs.
That's also an option.
Yeah, but that takes like half of my CPU, so you know. Okay, we're gonna. Oh.
Get YouTube Premium. We have the budget.
I just
TapL also didn't put. I'll download it after the thing, but I noticed that TapL didn't put any ads in his VOD that he uploaded. So shout out to TapL for that. I don't know if it was probably not on purpose whatsoever. But yeah, I really hope that more people start uploading their VODs for MCC, because although there's like Milo, this is just me rambling, because the ads are taking so fucking long. Something I
let's talk about more about Sands of Time though, Clay.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's clear from like Illumina's POV of Sands of Time that the key to getting the best coins, getting the best times,
Wait,
are
he
just
dies
being
right here, so
decisive.
let me.
He dies right here. There's actually apparently a glitch with the pillagers crossbows that they were doing 4 hearts of damage rather than like the 2.5 I think they're supposed to do.
Which is just not when there's like 4 of them because of a spawner. That's just not.
So Illumina took 8 hearts of damage from 2 crossbow
immediately,
shots,
and then
a
fireballed,
blaze hit
yeah.
to kill him. Yep, Clay, I was saying all those things.
yes, I know. I'm just a god, and
But that was confirmed on Reddit to be a bug with the crossbows. And so it
And then-
should be fixed in the next one, and it will not be a case that pillagers do that much damage.
something to kind of notice is how there's kind of two people close to mid, right? So really quickly, Illumina's free, I think, right? Come on, Red. Come on, prove my point right. Yeah, he's Illumina's able to get free really relatively fast and just go back to where he was.
That's just like one advantage of like having a consistent sandkeeper role.
Yeah.
I've got 4.
We another thing that we discuss a lot is we discuss how we would play Sands of Time. And we had like extensive conversations before Sands of Time was changed about this. More specifically, just eliminating the Sandkeeper role, but it looks like with the changes they've made this season with the extra puzzles by spawn and kind of the necessity to have somebody at mid at all times, that Sandkeeper role is more filled than like the season 1 version of Sands of Time.
Okay, get that. Because I don't think there's any problems to get to the diamond key. I think it's
Yeah, and I think Lumina's just like, what does he do here?
He's just trying to eliminate the mobs because they all have projectiles, so...
I was like curious if he was just gonna like abandon the room.
He
Yeah,
didn't
he
break the
definitely
second
did.
spawner, what the fuck? Okay, come on, dude. Wait, something I just noticed that I want to point out is you can see in the walls... Wait. You can see in the walls as he's running out of this spawner over about here, you can see the little red things, which is something that Noxite mentioned in the update video, is that in the walls there's clues for where the red vault is, and then you can see he finds the red vault almost immediately after.
If anyone's got sand, maybe just circle back.
Finds the red vault. He has these blazes here that will come alive. And that seems pretty precarious, especially with the chance to fall in lava here. But he times it well. He's a speedrunner. He knows the blaze cycle. Waits for them to shoot, and then just jumps past them while they're on cooldown. Nice and simple. And again, you can see his Fulbright really changing what that bottom pit looks like.
And then it looks like they opened the blue, somebody else on his team opened the blue vault, and then they...
Mhm.
I've got 1 sand with me.
Like 100.
Okay.
That's right. I think they're the only team of the 10 to open 3 vaults.
Yeah, I
There
don't
is a
think
vault.
any other team opened a second vault.
No, there were several.
Oh,
teams.
2 vault teams. Okay.
A bunch of teams opened 2. They're only to open 3.
If you have,
There was a gold vault, but very few teams even found one piece of that puzzle.
Yeah.
How much sand have you got?
But it's interesting here. Illumina just kind of keeps exploring around all three of these areas. He didn't go down in any of them. He just kind of circles around. I don't quite know what he's looking for, considering he's already found the red vault here. I don't know if he was thinking the red key would be here,
I think
but all three of those were potential ways that he could have got it. I mean, they're calling him back now for sand, presumably.
and
but
then yeah.
He was not committing to any of them.
So no one has a red key, right?
Not to my
Oh, I
knowledge,
have the
no.
red vault. I have the red vault. False,
Okay, so you can see that False has found the red vault key, and so they're gonna swap sand
Oh.
for the red
All
vault,
of that for one
and
fact.
so
that-
Illumina will.
This is good.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
This is good right here, though, where they pass off the key to somebody who knows where it is. So
That's
there's
what
not extra
Illumina
time
should have done
wasted.
earlier, and I think that's what
Mhm.
False and In the Littlewood did earlier with the
I've
blue
got full
vault.
sand on me at the minute, so I've got
Um,
enough to
sure.
people back out. I'm just making my way.
What's kind of interesting is we don't know what the kind of complete puzzle is for the gold vault, and Noxite specifically mentioned that it was very high risk, high reward. I don't know if any teams found the key or found the vault.
The
But
keys was found but not attained. It is lava parkour over chains.
oh Jesus
blocks.
Christ! Okay, so
And I'm pretty sure it's 4 jumps as well, so it's not even like just one.
God,
It's several.
that is like some dream shit. Holy fuck.
And the
Dream
fir-
was one of the ones to find it, and he chose
Yeah.
not to.
I think
Yeah.
Sapnap found it.
Or Sapnap found it. My apologies.
Yeah, and
But
the gold vault is deep into one of the entrances. It's actually in the same route of the blue vault, and just like excessively deeper, which is
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
like if it's farther than even a vault, it's
I-
telling you how far away.
I
it is.
really, I'm gonna be looking forward to one team finally getting that vault and just seeing how much reward you get for all of that.
hmm
I think we've seen a couple of teams get it in the past.
But it
think
looks like
season
they've upped
one.
the
Season 1.
Mhm.
It seems like they've upped the rewards though, from what Noxite has said about in the update video.
And we can see right here with Illumina taking on this kind of sunken
Magma
in
cube.
dungeon-ish area, that he's very much just prioritizing grab the coins, break the spawners, get out.
Yeah, because
Because none
spending
of
time killing all of those mobs is very time consuming,
Well,
and
because none of those mobs can chase him, there's no point in killing them. But you always want to kill mobs that are going to block your path back to spawn. Like those zombies right there. He's really thinking about these Ravagers.
it
but
looks
I
like in
ultimately
chat
think
that
It's too
Nox
risky.
Crew is talking about the
Like he
Pillager
tries to
glitch.
go for it a little bit,
Going back.
and just tries to avoid them.
Yeah.
Come back for a moment.
that was
And
the
those-
safe move because trying to kill a Ravager, 2 Ravagers is just really risky. I
think
guess
you
you
are-
can after Illumina died to those to the pillagers with the crossbows and the blazes, you can see him kind of being a lot less risky with the puzzles he's taking on, and how that kind of affects how much more coins he gets.
I'm not gonna risk that again.
But we can also see that Ravager fight seems to be you need a teammate there. Have one person bait them, the other person run around and grab everything.
Yeah,
Because you cannot kill a Ravager by yourself. It will kill you.
No.
Has more health than you. It has longer range than you. Unless you're going to stand there for like a minute and just bow them down, there's not a fast way for you to kill them.
I
no.
think they usually do give at least some type of potion. I think he got a regeneration potion or a health potion.
I think, yeah, he just has regular health ones right now.
Area.
You can kind of see them trying to more of them going to mid and get last minute dispensers in, and then everybody's just going to bank the coins, and Illumina's the last to get out. And they
Oh.
absolutely destroyed everybody else.
They absolutely destroy it. Those dispensers in middle should be the last thing teams are hitting, though.
Yeah,
Because all 4 people will be back in middle with, like, I don't know, 30 seconds left before they actually have to leave.
and just
That's
flicking
the
those
time to
levers
hit the
takes no.
dispensers.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
on the east and west side, there's like 4 walls of dispenser on the east and 4 walls of dispensers on the west. So there's like a good amount. I think they
Mhm.
increased it.
I'm actually going to dip for these next games, but Stein's going to join the call instead.
I
I'm
do.
also planning to dip.
So it's Clay and Stein.
Okay,
Alright.
I do have to go.
Oh, Clay has to go too.
I have class in like 10 minutes.
And how long?
In 14 minutes.
14 minutes. You got time for one more game.
Yeah, we'll get
Imagine
one more
being
game.
a
Go do
child.
Ace Race or survival games.
Yeah. Chat peoples. Do you
Stein's coming in.
Stein? Hello, Stein, my beloved. I was talking about you
Hi.
earlier.
What? Oh, okay. Wait, what is this? I don't know what's going on. I just want to be famous.
You were just
Alright, he's gone.
analyzing. No. Stein, my
Alright, you're
beloved.
fired.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
You're gone. We'll contact HR about this. Anyways, we're going
Right.
Aren't you
to
HR?
yeah.
Alright, focus. Do one more game and then call the stream.
Dream Ace
We'll see
Race.
you in a bit.
Okay, so Ace Race Quig, survival games. Personally, I would prefer. Also, goodbye, Joey and MiChu. Have a lovely afternoon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye. I'll see you later. I'm seeing a lot of. So basically, Stein, I only have time to go over one more game because I have class.
Oh.
Because I'm a nerd.
Oh, that's
So
cool,
I'm
okay.
seeing. So I asked chat whether we wanted to look at Ace Race or survival games. I'm kind of seeing 50-50. I think,
Ooh.
especially because we were focusing on Red, I think survival games Red is something really cool to watch.
Oh yeah. If you haven't watched that, definitely. you
Oh,
should do that.
100%. Yeah, we haven't watched. We went through the first 3 games. We were on Red for the first 2 games. We went to Pink for Sky Battle, obviously, and then we went to Illumina for or Purple for Sands of Time. So I think we should watch Sapnap for.
Yep.
And then I also have Dreams POV open, so we can work on that as well. We can look at that as well. Let me try.
Yeah. I would focus on Sapnaps. I think he was the more successful player there.
Okay.
So hold on. Where are we watching this? Because I don't know what's.
I
how
can
this is
screen
working.
share my screen. I don't know how my CPU is gonna handle that because it crashed last time,
How
but
were you guys watching it before?
just stream open.
Even with build mart.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
I mean, we're not that far. We're 800 coins behind. Like,
No, it's you stick.
okay, the other teams are gonna fail. We just need to live as far as we possibly can. Do
Yeah,
not
you're looking at the
engage
stream, right?
Unless we absolutely.
So you can see
Yep.
Dream off the bat being very clear about the strats
On me and Sapnap.
for and instructing more so
Yeah.
Quackity and Michael, but also Sapnap over what the strat is, and just not to
Mhm.
pick fights to the end, which ends up paying off greatly because I think.
Alright.
Michael a little bit, so just Michael's gonna be with
Come
you.
on, guys.
Chaperoning you, Michael. And Quackity, the same for you with Sapnap. Let's fucking go.
Okay.
Let's
I-
get that thing. Let's get that thing. You see that thing?
Dream is talking so fast. What the fuck? Build
It's
Mart.
almost like
The
top
person
Tommy levels
spamming
of
Build
fast
Mart in
walking.
chat, please, I beg you. Please. Okay, we have about 10 minutes, so we'll have to skip through it, but yeah.
Okay.
We're doing that gamer shit.
There, you guys go there. Everyone go.
Okay.
I'll get back with you.
So you
This
can see
is-
them immediately going away from the cornucopia, which I think is
You-
the strats. The
Hold on,
strats.
you left out of the video on your screen share to look at chat.
Oh, bruh. Can you see it now?
No. Now I can.
Okay. Okay, you can see them immediately going out of the cornucopia to go to just get loot outside of it because of the risk.
Yeah.
Because the PvP grace period is really short in this game. It's really
Right.
not worth it if unless you're one of the only teams going there.
Were there any teams that actually went into the middle? Because I feel like that strat's pretty dead.
I remember that a lot went in mid for the old map during MCC Pride, but with this map, I don't think many people did at all. I haven't watched much SG, so yeah. Something that a lot I pointed out while watching it is there's the
Fruit
fruit
berries.
lava play. That was really funny. But something I noticed is just how buff the loot was for this entire game, right? Most people were in full iron for the after like the first minute of the game. Especially people like Sapnap or Dream or Tommy or whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean there were lots of people that got a lot of armor quickly. I remember Pink was able to get pretty stacked as well.
And then
there were like 2 people that had chain pants. Other than that, it was full iron.
yeah. What's really interesting that I've noticed is that Dream saw, I believe it was Kara, relatively close to where they were, but Dream made like the administrative decision not to pick that fight, probably because of his experience at MCC 9. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see them not picking
Yeah.
the fight, and instead
It was
just
the-
focusing on getting stacked and being much stronger.
Yeah, this was Dream's survival games redemption. And remember,
Really?
they needed to play it. They also needed to play it somewhat safe because remember, before this, they were in 4th place. They had to catch up.
I think
But
all of the
couldn't-
top 5 teams had an opportunity before this game to make it
Yeah.
to Dodgeball, which was kind of insane.
Yeah, for sure. But they had to, they had to catch up to the other teams. They couldn't just sort of stay where they were and do average. That just wasn't an option for them.
Yeah. Like, it was
and so
important for
they
them to
were-
get kills, but like the survival points at the end were for sure the most important thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
100. I mean, did you see Orange? I feel like Orange survival game should have been in our top 10 place. They got so much survival points and got 2nd place.
It was, and that made them go from like 10th by a mile to 8th place. I think Fruit just
Exactly.
dying off the bat probably assisted with that, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Oh, poor Fruit Berries. You know, at
was
least he
pretty
got his
funny.
moment. He got first on it to get to the other side map. Actually, 2 of them I thought, but I don't know. Anyway, so this is actually, I think this is the game where Sapnap fully became an S tier for me, because I remember there was a moment where Dream was trying to like call out and make decisions, and Sapnap realized that those weren't like good decisions, and Sapnap decided to talk over Dream and take the leadership role and make the better decision for the team.
Thank you,
That-
Stein, for rambling when I had to go AFK for a second.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate you. But yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I was saying that this is where Sapnap fully became an S tier for me because he took a leadership role over Dream, while even though Dream has been sort of the leader anytime these two have been teamed together,
Yeah.
Sapnap took charge and he made the right decision that led the team to the win.
Yep. I was talking a lot about this with Sheep after MCC. The 2 of us were in a VC doing administrative work. Also, some love for Sheep in the chat. My man is
Yes.
absolutely great. And we were saying that like the concept of S tiers have kind of bro. Can you time out the person that's just being an asshole in chat? Thank you. I'm gonna actually do that myself.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead.
Goodbye. Don't spam a chat,
Bye.
or you will get smited.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Goodbye. Thank you, Mystery, for dealing with that as well. But yeah, so I think so Sheep and I were talking a lot about how the concept of S tiers kind of died because the highest individual scoring that a quote unquote S tier got was 4th place with Dream, and people still argue that he is not even an S tier, especially after recent performances before this MCC. The top 3 were people that are by the community just not considered S tiers by any means, which really just kind of, in my eyes, kind of proves the fact that the concept of an S tier just isn't real, especially with the new changes of season 2. I guess you can argue it for earlier MCCs, especially with like Pete and Quig's domination, but with newer MCCs and newer strats, I don't think that the idea of an S tier is just plausible
So
at
you're
all.
saying that the individual scores in MCC are less based on how good you are and more based on like just who was on that day and who gets
That too,
the
yeah.
best sort of
I think that's very
circumstances.
clearly. I think a lot of individual scoring is based on circumstance, as we saw with Pete and Fruit. Rest in peace, Pete and Fruit. But also I think it has a lot to do with just who is able to rise up to the occasion on that day, which is very. I
Yeah.
agree. See,
Who's got
thank you, chat.
the clutch genes?
The clutch sheets, exactly. Which I think is what the direction that Noxcrew is trying to take MCC. Oh, yeah, ad. I hate ads.
Yeah.
We're gonna unadd this
Oh.
shit.
Yeah, and I think that's why Sapnap has been doing really, really well recently because Sapnap is very good in the clutch.
And he
he
has proven
he-
himself to rise to that occasion over and over
Yeah,
and over.
he
again.
does not crumble under the pressure. He's
Mhm.
shown that again and again.
I'm
You're
not a
showing
huge fan
chat
of tier
again.
rankings. I think the kind of
You're
meme in the
showing, you're
community
showing
about
chat again on your stream, by the way, on your
Oh yeah,
screen
yeah, I
share.
turned it off because of I'll tell you after the stream, but basically I turned it off so I don't
Okay.
get fucked. Yeah. We have 3 minutes left to go through 7 minutes of sense of time. Fuck moment.
You mean survival games?
Survival games. I really just said something. Okay. I think
Okay.
they.
Let's do it.
Let's go to kind of the final circle. I think that's the more.
Yep. Final circle. Final
So
circle.
we have 2 minutes left, and the final shrink is about to happen. And between now and then, Sapnap's gotten 2 kills. Where he's gotten them, I don't know off the top of my head, but you can see him just kind of cleaning in the final ring, which is really important to their success because they get those easy kills off of the bat. So later, when it's just like 2 or 3 teams left, they don't have to worry about it.
And I like this. Dream tries to wreck yellow team, but then gets kind of like wrecked himself. But he responds perfectly by falling back behind his team, relying on his teammates, and the teammates respond perfectly as well by sort of covering him and making sure that they're tanking hits while Dream is healing.
And then you can see Sapnap
so
going after
Dream
puns.
doesn't die there. He doesn't get the kill, which is unfortunate.
Which is really funny. But yeah, now you can see them going against Orange, who also did incredibly well during this event. And then I think there's just one green player, a couple green players left because earlier you saw Sapnap.
Well, it's orange and green. Those were the last teams remaining.
And then there's
Tommy
green.
Is really, yeah.
And then you can see them just celebrate. I'm gonna turn that off so your ears just don't get blown out. But
yeah.
and they get. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can see. They got more coins, I think, than Blue Bats did in MCC 9. But because they were 4th place before that, they didn't beat the they didn't beat the point record.
This is also a bit of a redemption for Aqua teams because they both had a player in the top 5, and they massively improved their team scores because of this game. They rose their placement a lot.
Yeah, and then I paused it there so you can see the final. The final scores, and you can see that they were less than 3. I'm gonna be honest. I was rooting against the Yellow Yaks during Dodgeball just because I thought it would be funny if Captain lost. which I still get shit for that. Like, but yeah. What's really funny is Pink Pears again barely got out of Dodgeball. For like, what is that? The 2nd time in a row for kind of similar to what happened in Pride.
And with unmultiplied scores, they would have made it in. That's the thing.
Yeah, it really ended up coming out to not only Yellow's complete domination of Ace Race, but also just their not mediocre performance necessarily, but their like above average performance, landing them in the top 4 during survival games. That's really what landed them into the top.
You know what else? I think I'm going to make a little bit of a statement here. I think this MCC confirmed Sapnap as the best PvPer in MCC for me.
True. Yeah, that's because every single time he's popped off in every single PvP heavy event. And the only times that he's kind of fallen back and maybe not done as well is when there weren't as many PvP games. I'm going to close out Twitch because we're going to end the stream soon. But,
right, like in MCC 11, there's 1 PvP game, and so he got like 10th or something, and then, MCC 12 and 13 there was also only 1 PvP game, but he still did really well.
I think what really makes the difference between Dream and Sapnap in 1.16 PvP is that I think with Axe and Shield, I would say the 2 best Axe and Shield PvPers for 1.16 are probably Dream. In the event, not generally, are probably Dream and Fruit, right? But there's not that much Action Shield PvP. And
that's
the way
thing.
that Sapnap plays is a lot more aggressive, and I think that really suits games like Sky Battle. Maybe not not necessarily SG, but also Battle Box as well. Technoblade is better.
Sapnap,
but
as Sapnap showed just now, like he was able to be cautious enough in survival games to avoid getting cleaned and targeted and stuff like that.
Thank you, Gillen, for telling me to go to class. Nah, man, Technoblade is better. I think we're not including Technoblade in the thing, especially after recent news where Scott was talking about how he is not likely to participate in any more canon events, at least for this season.
Yeah. So for now, like as of the current like regular participants,
I think
Sapnap is best. Technoblade could arguably be better, but he's just not participating, so we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. Something I wanted to point out, since we were watching battle box earlier, is I said during the event, and I kind of stick to this, that Wisp has kind of proven himself to be one of the best, like I would say the best or one of the best battle box players. He's gotten to
Yeah.
9-0s, and I'm gonna speak really fast so I can go to class because it's kind of important, I would say. But yeah, he's gotten 2 9-0s, and he's also he was also the primary force on his team this MCC, which led to them getting first in
Right.
the game.
He's gotten first in Battle Box in the majority of the times he's played it.
The only one I can think of is his debut performance in MCC 12, which that
Right.
team wasn't strong anyways, and they
That was the one time he choked Battle Box.
yeah. And then in MCC 14, I
Tied
don't
for
think
second.
they were tied for second. Yeah, they although they weren't like the best, they still were able to hold their own, and that team is not a PvP based team, unlike
They're-
Lime and
yeah, no,
Pride or
Wisp-
Coral.
Wisp is an incredible Battle Box player.
Have fun in class.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think we should
thank
end
you.
the stream, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can raid somebody. I saw that Martin was,
Yeah.
or can you go into the Twitch chat or mods people into the Twitch chat?
We have Captain Sparkles is live. F Whip is live.
With I might do.
Cara Corvus.
We might. Do you want to do
Captain?
Cara? Maybe.
We could raid Jordan because he broke the curse.
Yeah, let's raid Jordan. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that mods in the chat are spamming the Twitch link. So. We'll start the raid. Yeah, people are spamming the
I don't
Twitch link.
think-
Thank you, mods. You're
Are they?
fantastic.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you all for coming to the stream. We hopefully want to end up making this a much more daily occurrence, much more regular occurrence for every MCC, just because of how fun it is to kind of just look back and see what happened. Hopefully I won't be in class next time we do this. So we
Hopefully.
will be able to watch like the whole event and multiple POVs of the whole event. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's been fun. Stein, any
Yeah.
final words before we send them to the captain?
Thanks for watching, everybody, and I think I'm famous now.
You really achieved your goal there. I'm so proud of you. Look at you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.